All right, folks, last Scott2ube interview here. I am here with the new head Warrior basketball coach, Eric Richardson. So, Coach, thanks for joining us here.
Thanks for having me, Jason. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, what we've been starting with as we've been doing these interviews are kind of the origin story. What brought you here? How'd you get to where you are today?
Well, I was actually born and raised in Scottsburg, and then I was in '93. I graduated in 1993. Played basketball at Scottsburg for 4 years. Was fortunate to be on some really good teams. We won sectional my junior and senior year. Was fortunate enough to continue my basketball playing career after high school. I went to Milligan College, played 4 years at Milligan. And then after graduating from Milligan in 1997, I got into coaching as a graduate assistant at Gardner-Webb University. So after leaving Milligan, it's kind of where I started my coaching career. I was at Gardner-Webb for 3 or 4 years, and then went to Elon University for 2 years, back to Gardner-Webb for a year, and then moved back home and was out of coaching for a couple of years, and was fortunate to become really good friends with the head coach at Hanover College and John Miller, and was over there for 4 years before working with the youth programs and the junior varsity here at Scottsburg.
How cool. So now Gardner-Webb 97, was that when Chris Garton was there?
It was James Caldwell. I recruited James Caldwell to Gardner-Webb.
James Caldwell. So yeah.
Yeah.
Austin kid. I get my Scottsburg history mixed up. So. Yeah. So
yeah, I was able to convince James to come down to Boiling Springs, North Carolina, and he had a fabulous career there. I think he still is the school's all-time leading three-point shooter in school history.
Wow. How cool.
Yeah. He had a great career.
So you played here. What do you remember about being a Warrior yourself? What do you remember about those early 90s teams?
Yeah, so it's funny you say that. I actually talked with Coach Bennett. Tony Bennett was my coach my junior and senior year, and was just asking him about some of the team stats. The thing that I probably remember most is we scored a lot of points, pressed a lot. You know, as I mentioned earlier, we were fortunate to win 2 sectional championships, but just the style of play and the camaraderie with our teammates. The thing that probably sticks out to me the most, though, is after winning sectionals my junior and senior year, taking that trip around the square after winning the sectional championships, being escorted by the police around the square and through town so that was really memorable.
Oh, I'm sure. You know, that's a lot of fun when you think about just small town stuff that people don't realize. But it's like, I got our fire truck. We were around the square.
That's right.
Probably the whole place was shut down, right? I'm assuming when you went to those games that most of Scottsburg was there with you, right?
Yeah, we traveled well, especially at Madison. Coach Bennett made a comment the other day when we were emailing, texting back and forth, made a comment about how Madison was our home away from home because we had such great success, you know, my junior and senior year. And then I think, you know, going back to even when Coach Wells started coaching, Scottsburg won 6 out of 9 sectionals over at Madison. So it was somewhat a home away from home for us.
Yeah. So you mentioned the up and down style that you like to play as a player. Is that something as a coach that you're going to look to put in?
Absolutely. You know, texting and emailing with Coach Bennett, my junior year, we led the state in scoring. I think we averaged 85 points a game. My senior year, we were second in the state in scoring. And then I think 95, 96, 97, all those years, Coach Bennett was there. They led the state in scoring. So that's something that I'd like to bring back to Scottsburg is, you know, an up and down type, up tempo type style with some pressing and, you know, just getting the ball up and shooting some threes.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're gonna have the personnel to do that? What's
Well,
the age
obviously,
group like coming up? What kids you had on JV, maybe varsity?
yeah. So that's what we're hoping for. Obviously, we're going to have to come in and then evaluate kind of where they are and their skills and see what type of system best suits their skill set. But that's something that we would definitely are interested in taking a look at and making sure that this style fits our personnel.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite basketball moment, coaching, playing? Anything that really sticks out?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I mentioned the fire truck and police escorts winning sectional when I was in high school. When I was in college, I was a part of a couple of really good teams. Probably the most memorable one was my sophomore year in college. We had the opportunity to go to the NAIA Division II national tournament out in Idaho, but just the part of being with our teammates, being on a big stage there for the national tournament. So that moment really kind of sticks out to me.
I bet. Now, what kind of player were you? What was your position? What were you good at?
Well, in high school, I played a little bit of both point guard and shooting guard. When I got to college, I was pretty much a shooting guard, a two guard. I would say definitely my strengths would be shooting the basketball. So
Yeah.
Still hold the school record at Milligan for 10 threes in a game. So
Wow.
I think I could shoot the basketball pretty good.
Yeah. You don't have any eligibility left, do you? We could use you at IU.
I wouldn't make the team now. I'm too old. Can't get up and down the court like I used to.
Well, we work on conditioning. So, so you already mentioned one of the things that about bringing an up tempo style. Is there anything else just in the back of your mind? You say, hey, this first year, I'd like to see this happen. Maybe up and down the program, not just. I know you're inheriting an elementary program all the way up. A lot of times people think, well, the high school varsity coach is just dealing with the varsity. No, you got the whole spectrum to deal with, right?
Yeah. So just thinking about some of the young kids coming up through the program, I think the style of play that I would like to see implemented and, kind of get back to what we were in the 90s and even early 2000s, I think it best suits the talent that we have coming up through the ranks.
And it sure is exciting to watch. So I remember being on the other side of some of that. Always, I think usually our second game of the year was playing Scottsburg, and so you would have just spend the whole lead up to the season learn how to break a press, try not to freak out when that press came. And it really didn't seem like it mattered a whole lot. Once you were in the pressure cooker and everybody's going nuts and Bev Tafflinger screaming at one end,
That's right.
It was easy to get nervous. So,
yeah.
One of the things we've been doing are a set of rapid fire questions with folks as they go in. So I've got just a couple of rapid fire questions for you. So tell me about someone who's had a great impact on your life.
Well, in coaching, it's definitely Coach Bennett. I've mentioned his name several times already, but, thinking back to, when I played for him and then after, he's just been such a great mentor to me. After playing for him and coming back, watching some of his practices and recently watching him come into the gym, and he helped Monty Stutzman just a couple of months ago. He came in, and I just really realized what a great teacher he was, and that's something that I want to take away, and what a great motivator he is. So he's definitely been a mentor to me as far as career moves. He's one of the first people that I call when I was in coaching, talking about different types of jobs. When I was in college coaching, talking about different types of jobs. But he's definitely had a big influence on my life, especially in my professional life.
Yeah. Now, as a college assistant, what were your responsibilities? What were you doing there?
Really, as an assistant coach on the college level, one of the big things that you have to do is recruit. So I traveled when I was in North Carolina. Both Gardner Webb and Elon are in North Carolina. I would recruit Indiana hard. For those 7-8 years I was down in North Carolina, I would make several trips up here to Indiana, and was fortunate to recruit about 10 or 11 kids from the state. So that was one of the main responsibilities, is recruiting. But being at the Division II level and even the small Division I level, you have a lot of responsibilities. I mean, from recruiting to on the floor coaching, being in charge of managers, checking classrooms, making sure the kids are going to class, those sorts of things. So, I mean, your responsibilities run wide.
So it sounds like you're doing a little bit of everything. So
absolutely.
Now that'd be cool. On the other end, obviously, hopefully you'll have some guys that are being recruited now, so you'll be on the other side, be able to use that experience a little bit.
Absolutely. That's one of the things that I think I bring to the table, just with my college experience, and know how to evaluate. I've made a lot of connections over the years in college coaching, and still have a lot of really good friends that are coaches in college, all from Division III coaches to head Division I coaches at major programs. My college roommate is actually an assistant coach at the University of Georgia. He's been all over the place. So I'm absolutely. And then my very best friend from Milligan, he's a director of the J. Billis Skill School. He's the director of the camp. So like I said, I have a lot of connections still at that next level. So hopefully we have kids that, if they are interested in playing at the next level, I can absolutely help them get there.
Yeah. So what do you wish other people understood about you?
That's a good question. I guess probably that I'm, and it sounds weird probably being in sales for my job and then being in coaching, but that I'm an introvert and shy. So, that would probably be one thing I wish most people understood about me.
Yeah. So this is kind of stepping out of your comfort zone when you step on the side.
It's stepping way out of my comfort zone. Yes.
Yeah. Finish this thought. The most important quality in a friend is
someone that is trustworthy.
Okay. It's trustworthy.
That's probably the most important quality that I look for. There are obviously a couple other ones, but just someone that I can trust.
Yeah. Okay. And then finish this thought. When this part of my career is over, I'll know I've been successful if
I guess I know when this part of my career is over, I've been successful if I can help these guys that are coming through the basketball program, help them understand and value hard work, discipline, being a good teammate, working well as a team. If they can carry that on to the next chapter after they graduate high school, I know that I've been successful. If they can, look at those, I guess, qualities and know that they can be successful.
Yeah. Well, I think that's something hopefully a lot of people understand, but when you coach, you're teaching some of the most important lessons that these young men are going to learn.
Absolutely.
When their careers are over, there aren't a whole lot of them that'll go to another level playing basketball, but the life lessons are what stick with you.
Yeah, that's really important to me, and something that I want them to value and understand. Hey, if I want to be successful later on in life, all these things that we talk about on the basketball court, it's going to be able to carry over to, college, if they start their career right after high school or start their career right after college. I want them to kind of lean on those five qualities.
Yeah. Well, Coach, I appreciate it. Best of luck to you. We're excited to see what Warrior basketball is going to look like this year. It should be a lot of fun.